Good morning, afternoon, and evening. This is Cindy, Life in Your Untangled. Welcome in, everybody. And for those that are going to be watching on replay, thank you for watching. I greatly appreciate it. And if you all could hit the thumbs up when you come in, I'd appreciate that too. Well, hello, Teresa. How are you? Did you get your Easter basket? I was going to email you and I got sidetracked. So trying to get situated today. My back is not happy with me today. When is it ever? Today's going to be on brain fog and memory loss. Something that's not often talked about except for with elderly. So I'm glad you liked your basket. I had fun making it. That was a lot of fun. So lots of goodies. Lots of goodies in it. So, yeah, that's okay. At least we're connecting now, and I know you got it and enjoy it. So we'll let everybody give it a little more time, let more people pop in and hang out with us. What's everybody working on? What you drinking? Favorite TV show? Your weather? Well, hello, Joy. How are you today? I got a tickle in my throat and my water bottle fell. Hold on. Okay. No water bottle. I have no idea where it went. Let's get that out of the way so it's not blocking the screen. I wasn't 100% prepared for today. I've had a migraine this weekend, so I was going to do today on migraines, but I decided I'll save that for another day because that's a pretty big topic. So, Teresa says, making a hex cardi for my daughter today. Keep picking it and putting it down, but now I'm focused. Nice. You have to take a picture and send it to me. I'd love to see that. I love you too, but no. No, you've had a treat. Can you get down so I can do this, please? I love you too. She's giving me kisses because she was taught to give kisses for treats, and now she gives kisses a lot. So we've had to really restrain her treats. Ouch. Ow. Eyelash in my eye. Pixie, no treat. Sorry, no. Let's see. Saying hi to Joy. Joy says, doing okay. Humid here, getting ready to rain. So all that goes along with that. We just had rain. She's very, very persistent. Where are you going? You gonna knock my stuff down? I know you are. Go this way. Thank you. She's over here looking at my crochet hooks that are in my bin over here. When she's mad at me, she pulls them out and throws them on the floor. So I love kitties too. She's my sweetheart. She thinks when I'm prepping my evening meds, it's the time that I'm supposed to hold her and cuddle her. Can't exactly do meds, IV meds at that. while you're holding a cat. I try sometimes, but so I've been working on my temperature blanket, trying to get caught up because I got behind. I've started doing micro crochet, and I'm having a blast with that. I am like hooked on micro crochet. I'll show you. A little purple rose. Oop. Isn't that pretty? This is one of my favorites. Oop. It's a gold dream catcher. This one's kind of big, but it's really light. This is what I've been doing. Made me a little bunny, and the bunny's not super, super tiny. So that's what I've been working on. I've got another one I'm working on that I've made these itty bitty, super tiny flowers. Yes, done with thread. Thread or floss. Here's that memory loss, brain fog thing. Oh, what's the word for the floss? It's the stuff that's often used for crochet or for cross stitch. Typically comes with 6 strands. Use however many strands you want at a time. What size of hook? Yes, embroidery floss. Thank you, Teresa. Thank you. It depends on the size of the thread. The embroidery floss, if I'm using 1 strand, I use a 0.5 millimeter hook. If I use 2 strands, I do the 0.75. Size 10 thread, I use a 1 millimeter hook. Size 20 thread, I try to do the 0.5, but I usually end up doing the 0.75 with that one. And that's all the sizes of threads that I have right now. So, but I'm having fun. But the difference too is when you go from doing thread work and then you pick up a 4-weight yarn with a 5mm crochet hook, it's really hard to do to switch because you're so used to doing tiny and tight, and that when you go to do your regular work, you're trying to pull it super tight and you're holding it differently. It can be frustrating. So yesterday I did no thread. I only worked on my temperature blanket yesterday. Amigurumi with thread. Wow. I made 2 amigurumis, but they're not, well, one is made with thread. It's a little tiny, about yay tall kitty cat that I made for Bailey. The other 2 were made with, one was a 4-weight yarn. The other one says it's a 5-weight, but, and that was just because of the fur. And I did that too. Number 10 thread, yeah. I got some number 10 thread right here. Some black. And in this corner, I don't have good lighting. So it's a challenge. Especially when I'm doing the 0.5 millimeter hook. Those stitches are so tiny. It's amazing anybody can do those. I didn't have enough light. I got my single crochets into my magic circle, only 6 of them. That altogether, those 6 were like this far apart together. That was all 6 stitches between my 2 fingernails. Oh man. I finally frogged it because I couldn't see. I didn't have enough light. So we've been trying to move things around to make some better light. Tree says tension differences between the two can make your head spin, I'd imagine. It does. And with, you're mainly you do a lot of single crochets with crochet thread. I mean, you do other stitches too. My flowers are double crochets, but they're so tiny, and you have to hold your thread actually fairly tight, just to be able to hook it with your hook. So, yeah. Mouse hands, that's what you need to do that right. Definitely short fingernails, because the fingernails get in the way. I have that issue with regular yarn, so fingernails get in the way. So, well, I chose today's topic, brain fog and memory loss, because it's something I didn't discuss my last live. And it's something I deal with on a daily basis. I mean, you guys just saw me. I couldn't think of the word. I knew it, but I couldn't remember it. And I do that often. I struggle with words a lot. So let me see what Joy says here real quick. I might get a tension ring and try it because my hand starts hurting. Yeah. My finger hurts from the little tiny hook. I need to get a thimble so I can not hurt my finger trying to push the hook through those tiny stitches. Anyway, there are differences between brain fog and memory loss. I actually wrote it down because I already knew I ain't going to remember this stuff because, well, Cindy can't remember nothing. So I'm going to read the definition of brain fog first and some of the potential causes, and then memory loss and some of its potential causes. And then we can discuss how they actually can relate to one another and individual experiences with it. So brain fog is a symptom of another medical condition. It's not a condition all of its own. It's a byproduct of something else. It involves memory problems, a lack of mental clarity, and an inability to focus. Some of the causes, potential causes: nutrient deficiencies, especially vitamin D. So if you're low on vitamin D, that could cause brain fog. Lack of sleep, stress, sleep disorders, depression, and thyroid conditions. And there's other causes, potential causes. These are just the ones I wrote down. And then memory loss, there's various types of memory loss. The 2 most common are short and long term. And then there's amnesia, which is in a class of its own. Memory loss, inability to remember events for a period of time. So you just completely lose sections. It can be caused from brain injury, illness, drugs and alcohol, just aging, stress, and lack of sleep. And again, that's just some things that I wrote down. My own experience with brain fog, for a long time I was low on vitamin D. I take 5,000 units a day now just to keep my numbers up. If I don't take it, my numbers crash fairly quickly. So I have to take the supplement on a daily basis. I have a sleep disorder, sleep apnea, um, along with restless leg and uh, um, sleep paralysis. I forget the actual medical term for it. Um, you you're waking up, but you're still in a dream state. So you see what you're dreaming, but yet you know you're awake, but you can't move. It's the weirdest and scary thing to go through. My very first experience with that was when I was first going through. I was exhausted, found out I had sleep apnea, and I woke up. I had my mask on and I couldn't breathe, but I couldn't move either. I knew I was in my bed, but I could see what looked like a nurse or doctor, like I was in a hospital or something, to my left, but yet I knew there was no door to my left. There was a window. And it freaked me out. And it lasted for about 2 minutes before I actually was able to move and fully wake up. Okay, I don't need your help here, miss. Yeah, get down. Go, go, go. I do also suffer from depression, and that's because of all the medical stuff I go through. I get counseling on a very regular basis because of that. And I go through phases where I feel good, I'm happy for a period of time, and then for whatever reason, I tank again. My depression picks up, I withdraw from people, I stop doing stuff, I don't want to go anywhere, I want to eat, including things that I'm not supposed to eat. And sometimes I cue into it, going, wait, we need to put a stop to this and go the other way. And sometimes I can't, and it takes my counselor to pull me out of that. And that also can cause brain fog. I really struggle with it a lot. I can see an item, know what it is, but I can't tell you. Sometimes I can't focus enough to know what I'm supposed to be doing, like making my formula. I'll just kind of stand there looking at it. I mean, I've made it hundreds of times, but at that particular moment, I couldn't tell you how to make it. I'm completely lost and confused, trying to figure it out. So let's see. Tree says, I have that issue at times also, but it might be partly my ADHD. And that's possible. Everybody's reason for having brain fog or memory loss is unique. There could be some common factors with others, but there's also a uniqueness with it for each individual. Another big factor for my brain fog is my mastocytosis, because my body hates me. Pretty much that's what it feels like. So Joy says, my son just had that happen. It's scary. If you're talking about the sleep paralysis, that's a scary thing to go through, especially the first time. I've gotten used to it for the most part. I can now recognize it. So I just kind of lay there waiting for it to pass. Sometimes I go back to sleep rather than get up. Teresa says, you listed quite a few things that I can relate to, and it makes sense. Yeah. A lot of people don't realize how much lack of a sleep affects their brain, their ability to focus. So when people continually get 3, 4, 5 hours of sleep, that actually affects them mentally. And it makes it hard for them to focus. They're not as efficient. They're more dangerous when driving. I can't drive. I fall asleep at the wheel. I had to quit driving 2, 3, 4 years ago. 3, 4 years ago. I don't know, somewhere in there. 2019, I think, 2 years ago. I don't remember. It's another one of those memory things. Yeah. Hi, Kaylina. Good morning, sweetheart. We're discussing brain fog and memory loss. Pixie, thanks, Pixie. I don't know what you just opened up on my computer, but now I got to figure out how to close it because it's a black screen at the moment. I think you all can still see me. Yeah, and what I've listed for potential causes is just a drop in the bucket. There is so much more. Why won't that go back down? Come on, go down. Thank you. Lots of causes for brain fog and memory loss. These are just the most common ones that we see. And what people struggle with also varies. Like I struggle with words, finding the right word for an object or to place in a sentence. Others might struggle with calculations and math, and they can't put it together. Their brain just won't let them. That's brain fog. Trying to read, but it doesn't make sense, and you can't focus on what you're reading, so you get frustrated, and you finally just put it down because you can't focus and keep everything together to read. Reading is the one thing I can do, even if I'm experiencing brain fog. I can read, but I have a whole nother issue with reading that has to do with my vision. But I can still read. I just have to enlarge everything to read. Good morning, Sarah. How are you today? We're discussing brain fog and memory loss and how it affects everybody uniquely. I mean, we have our common denominators, but that's the word I was looking for earlier, denominator. And some people don't realize they have it at all, especially memory loss. Because you don't remember something, you don't remember that it was even there to begin with. So in your mind, you haven't forgotten anything. So, hi, Carol. How are you today? You're getting ready for work, Sarah. Nice. Enjoying your job? Hi, Carol. Nice to see everybody. Something I didn't list for brain fog, especially, is migraines. I get a lot of migraines. Well, I have been since I had COVID. And that has really affected me, especially when I'm in the middle of one. So walking 25 hours a week, wow. That's a lot of walking. Well, sorry about that. My voice does this often. I'm glad you're doing good today. It's nice to have a good day, isn't it? I'm okay. I've got a migraine. You wouldn't know it because I have all my lights on right now to do the live, but I actually do have a migraine right now. So, I know I have a button around here somewhere. Hold on 1 second. Sorry, I was asking for some water. Let's see. I think most people experience brain fog to some degree. Yeah. Especially those that are working, and women experience it worse than men do, and at a younger age. Yes, I'm done. And that a lot of that's because a lot of women not only work a lot of times a full-time job, but they also take care of the home, the kids. They make dinner, breakfast, lunches, run kids around. So they often are ending up staying up late to have time for themselves, or getting up extra early to have a little bit of downtime for themselves. Therefore, they're shortchanging them of their sleep. And that affects you cognitively in the long run. Men get it too. And my son has some. Hi, baby. I love you too. Can you move, please? I'm in the middle of a live. Thank you. Oh, no, you don't. You are not knocking that stuff down again. Go. Boy, she is just wanting to be in the thick of things today. My son would stay up all night playing video games, sleep for a couple hours, get up, and play video games all day again. Stay up all night, sleep for a couple hours, and do it again. He's finally quit doing that. He does get more sleep now, but he doesn't get enough for what his particular body needs. Ever since he was little, he needed at least 12 hours of sleep. I don't know why. His sister needed about 10, 9 to 10. So when I was younger, I could get away with 6 to 8 hours and be okay. Now, I need at least 8 to 10. Carol says, I have fibro and neuropathy that causes brain fog too. Yeah. And as you compile multiple illnesses that causes brain fog, that brain fog intensifies and gets worse. Because now you're not having just brain fog from one thing, you've got brain fog from multiple things. It's a side effect of. So Teresa says, I make sure I'm going to sleep around 8 as part of my self-care because I'm up around 5:45 every day. 6 hours was my average, but now I need more to function. Yeah. I used to go to bed between 10 and 11 and get up around 6 when I was younger. When I was working days at the nursing home, I would be in bed between 8 and 9 to get up at 3 so I could be to work by 5. Work was over 30 minutes away, so it was a 30-minute drive to and from work. Carol says, yes, it does. Yeah. I'm like you, Carol. I have multiple things. I have fibromyalgia as well, neuropathy, diabetes, of course, the sleep apnea, I have to have, speaking of oxygen, Richard put it there for me and I never put it on. And this affects my migraines if I'm not wearing it. I've suffered from low vitamin D for years and years. I didn't really feel the bad brain fog until it was 2012 when I started being just wiped out all day, despite sleeping all night, totally wiped out for the day. All I wanted to do was sleep. I couldn't think. Initially put me just on oxygen. I sat slow at night. Didn't help. I convinced them to do a sleep test for sleep apnea. Pixie, no. You can't have the micro stuff. And we discovered I had sleep apnea. Well, they thought, okay, well, we'll put you on a thing. You shouldn't need the oxygen. That should correct it. It didn't. And initially, it worked. I felt great for about a month. And then I just tanked again. Dead flat, tired all day long. It's improved. I'm not tired all day long. But I can't remember squat. Oh, I have diabetes, sleep apnea, spinal degeneration, and OARA. You're sounding a lot like me, Carol. I feel like I'm falling apart. I always joke that I wanted to grow old a lot faster. I didn't want to wait. I wanted to experience the old life. All the aches and pains. Pixie wants it. Oh, yeah, she's been wanting attention for quite a while now. Yeah, depression it can. Yeah. Anxiety too. When I have one of my anxiety panic attacks from having an allergic reaction, I can't think. It takes everything I have just to call my mom on the phone and tell her what's going on so she can talk me through doing my meds that I need to break that cycle. Because most times I can't think of it on my own. So, and I may say, hey, Teresa, I'm going to do this, blah, 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 blah. And she'll be like, okay, great. And then I'll completely forget that I even said it until like days later. And then all of a sudden it'll click again. It's like, oh no. And then I have to go back and apologize. And it can damage relationships because of that. Because people think you're lying to them or you're playing games or you're just trying to mess with them, really. And you're not. Your brain's a mess. Teresa says, I just can't do no sleep anymore and get all my stuff done during the day. I make sure to make lists too while I remember so I don't forget when I need it. Hubby says it's just because we're old now. Yeah. I use my phone as my lifeline. I have alarms in here for medications during the day, for when my caregiver's not here. I put lists in, or I'll do like pre-shopping, like Walmart. I'll have the Walmart app open. Think of something, I add it to my cart. And then if I go to Walmart, instead of just ordering it to be picked up or to be delivered, I still have my list. It's just in the Walmart app. So my doctor's appointments, everything's in my phone. When I'm at home, I actually have that I got from Walmart. I think it was Walmart. These dry erase sheets that look like notebook paper, but they're big. I have one on my closet door here. There's 2 on my fridge. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 in my bedroom. Plus, I have calendars everywhere. Not that I have appointments written on most of them because they're on my phone, but I always forget what the day is. Is today Monday? Is today Friday? What's the date? I couldn't tell you unless I had something to remind me. So sometimes life just happens and you don't mean to offend anyone, but our brain can betray us. Yep, exactly. Carol says mine takes spells. It's worse when my pain level goes up. Mine isn't necessarily worse when my pain level goes up. Migraines makes it horrible. I've had my back pain for so long. When it goes up, I just can't do anything but sit in my chair and crochet. That's pretty much when my pain goes up. That's what I do, except for migraines. I can't lay down when I have migraines, not for very long anyway, because of my back. I can only lay down for so long in a day, and that's usually taken up when I'm sleeping at night, or my pain gets worse in my back. Do you want a treat? You'll leave me alone if I give you one. Is that what you want? Hey, is that what you want? You want a treat? You do. Thanks for the kiss. All right, let's do this so you leave me alone. Here we go. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Here, picks, ready? I threw them on the floor and they bounced. Now she has to find them. That'll keep her busy for a while. Then she'll go lay in her basket and sleep for a while, I hope. And we all handle this very different. She wants to be, oh, does she ever? She's my little diva. I forgot what I was going to say. Carol says, I sit and crochet a lot too. I raise the head of my bed up to crochet, so I have neck support. Another surgery planned for July on my neck. Wow. I can't crochet in bed. I've tried, and I just can't. I can't get comfortable. My bed raises. I have an adjustable bed too, so I can raise the head up. I can raise the feet up, but I can't get situated the way I want to or need to crochet. So I just don't do it in bed. I do it here in my chair, off and on throughout the day, taking breaks to run to the bathroom, do something else, get up for a little bit, and then come back and sit down. I don't get up a whole lot. I probably make a few laps in my apartment. And that's about it. So it's amazing how so many of us have some of the same illnesses, but they affect us differently. And by intensity, the severity of it is very different from person to person. So, well, hello, Cuppy's Crochet. How are you? First timer here, but it won't be my last time. I've got laundry to do, so I'm in and out of my room as I can. Well, welcome in. I'm so glad that you stopped by. Thank you very much. I love to see new faces. I actually started knitting as a way to cope when I was going through a very particular bad time. I had lost my job. I couldn't stand up straight because of my back. I was in a lot of pain. I was having these awful episodes of throwing up and coming out the back end with other stuff, really bad abdominal pain, going to the ER on a regular basis. My depression was horrible. And so I picked up knitting, learned from YouTube. Did that for a couple of years before I picked up the crochet and switched to crochet. I don't really knit anymore. So, but without the crochet, I'd be lost, because it gives me something to do, to focus on, and to do it for others. I don't crochet for myself, not very often. I'm always doing it for someone. Same with stitch markers. I've only made myself a couple. I make them for other people. That's what I do. I like to make people smile. So Carol says I can't sit for long periods without support. For my neck, my C3 didn't fuse and has collapsed onto the C4. I have to protect my neck as much as possible. Oh, wow. That's got to be painful. See, I'm that way with my lower back. I have to have something to support my back. I can't sit on the edge of a chair or the edge of a bed for more than just a couple of minutes because of the pain in my lower back goes way up. I can't imagine my neck. That's got to be miserable. Now, for memory loss, brain injuries, illness, like I said, it's losing periods of time. I can't remember conversations for nothing. We could have had it 5 minutes ago, and I couldn't tell you a single thing of what was said. I can't remember. It's like my brain doesn't register. At the time of the conversation, I'm engaged. I understand what's being said. But as soon as we're done, I'm gone. So, a beautiful Easter basket. I'm also fighting kids off for that. There were some sweet treats in there. Maybe you can bribe them to leave it alone. Or you've already eaten the sweet treats. There weren't a ton of sweet treats, but there were some. For everybody that's here wants to know, Teresa won my secret Easter giveaway. And it was this beautiful giant basket that I had crocheted. It had a main middle compartment that was round, and then it had 6 components for eggs. It was an egg basket, essentially. But I took it a little further, and I crocheted flowers around the top with the leaves, and then I stuffed it with yarn, stitch markers. Shoot, I think I stuck a notebook in there. Candy. I don't remember. It was a lot of stuff. It was so much fun. And so that's what she was talking about. That was a lot of fun. Gotta go. Hubby just fell and is... Oh, no. I'll keep him in my prayers, Carol. You go tend to him. Okay, gotta move my mouse here. Nope, don't want to do that. She says, I've been good. I made a video, but there was a ton of kid and kitty interruptions, so I was going to re-record it. Hey, that's part of life, having kid and kitty interruptions. What the heck? Who is moving my screen? What the... Okay, that was just weird. I'm going to say that. My hands were in my lap. All of a sudden, my screen goes like this and then kind of adjusts across the desktop and stopped. But I wasn't touching nothing. That's kind of creepy. Kitty interruptions are awesome sometimes. Not so awesome when you're doing micro crochet with thread. And thread gets wrapped around her little feet. Yeah. And she tries to run off, taking the spool of thread with her one way, yanking the hook and micro crochet out of your hand going the other way. Now you've got to catch said cat to get the thread off the leg and get your stuff before it gets lost and damaged. Pix. Teresa says it was me. Thanks, Teresa. Well, no, I didn't move it. Someone else did. Or something. I don't know what. I had it on full screen, just like it is now, because I put it back to full screen. When all of a sudden it just kind of shrunk and kind of moved around on the screen a little bit and then just stopped kind of mid-center. It was kind of creepy. I mean, I could have done it unaware that I did it. I'm pretty sure both hands were in my lap. I have a habit of doing this when I'm talking. I've done this for a long time. Or rock. I like to rock when I'm nervous. But I try not to do that because I know it bothers some people. So I try not to rock. It was funky, Sarah. Kind of creepy. Hoping nobody's in my computer. I don't use my computer a lot. So I'm usually on my tablet or my phone. The only time I really use my computer is for lives. Which I will be doing another live. I was going to do it Wednesday. But it will probably be Thursday. And that's for the temperature blanket. So, okay, Cindy, you need to wake me up. Oh, what do I need to do to wake you up? I could come over and pour ice cold water on you. Tickle your feet. Oh, wait, I can't reach you from here. Somebody got a good joke? I'm not very good with jokes. Richard's great with jokes. Whenever something doesn't make sense, I just say it was me, and then we all have a good laugh, right? Always blame everything on Richard. Even though it's typically my fault. Yeah. I just had a hot shower to warm up as it's minus 15 today. Yay. We were down in the 30s. Which transferring that to Celsius is, I have no idea. I think that's single digits in Celsius. Positive single digits, I think. I used to be able to just pop that off the top of my head, that kind of stuff, but I can't. I can do math fantastic, but things like that, I can't. That's just something I've lost. And it's interesting the things that you lose. 12, 17. Okay, gotcha. So about 20 degrees difference in numbers. Okay. Gotcha. And I can pop times tables, addition, subtraction, pretty much right off the top of my head, unless they're really big numbers. But there are certain things I used to know the differences between Celsius and Fahrenheit. I could tell you. what? 32 Fahrenheit was in Celsius. Not no more. Gonna be a cold day for walking. Dress warm. Put one of your cows on. That'll help keep you warm. And a coat and gloves, hat, maybe a scarf to wrap around your face. Do you have nice warm boots? It's cold enough to make me want to stay under my blanket warm and toasty. We actually turned up the heater this morning because it was so cold. But then it'll get too hot for me. Even if it's only 60 degrees outside, because the other apartments around me turn on their heaters, or they just let their apartments get warm. It warms up my apartment, and I end up turning my fans on because I can't handle the heat. No worries. I was working in the blizzard 2 weeks ago and the rainstorm last week. Oh, wow. I don't know how you do it. I'd be physically hurting from that cold. And then I wouldn't be able to warm up. I'd have to take a hot shower to warm up. A long hot shower. Joy says 80 degrees Fahrenheit here, 26.66 Celsius. Nice. That's warm. 80. I think we're supposed to be in the 60s again today. Might be the 70s. I think it's 60s today, 70s tomorrow, and then 80s on Wednesday. I have a doctor's appointment Wednesday. Right smack at the peak of the heat of the day. I try not to schedule appointments at that time, but I don't have a choice sometimes. Every night, a 40-minute hot shower and blankets galore after usually takes a few hours to warm up. Wow. So I wouldn't be able to do that kind of job. Richard used to work in the oil industry, and he would work outside for 12, 14 hours a day, sometimes more, in blizzards and rain and all of that. I don't know how he does it. He doesn't do it now, but back then I don't know how he did it. I am in Grand Junction, Colorado. It's the west side of Colorado. I am about 30. See, my mom is 17. Yeah, I'd say about 30, 35 miles from the Utah border. So at the halfway point between Salt Lake City and Denver. Ooh, they're up early. The hours for this job are so flexible. It's going to help with college. Oh, that's fantastic. Finding a job like that when you're in college is great. She says, no thanks. I'm just going to be here under my warm, fuzzy blanket. I'm right there with you. I'll stay inside. Although I handle the cold a little better than I do the heat. I have to make sure I don't overheat. And it doesn't take long because I'll pass out. Just 10 minutes of getting too hot and I can pass out from it. So Richard helps me to get, if I have like this Wednesday, have that appointment in the middle of the day, he'll help me get ready. I'll have everything in my walker. He'll go get his car, turn on the air conditioner to cool it down for me. And then I meet him at the bottom of the walkway, and he helps me get in the car. So It's 82 Fahrenheit right now. Wow. So everybody's getting nice and toasty. We're supposed to be in the 80s this week. We had some 80s days last week. I'm dreading the 90s and the hundreds. But the people who live like down in Phoenix, I don't know how they do it. 115 degrees. Oh, 117, 120. Kaylina, send some my way, please. I'll try to send you some of my, not as warm as Kaylina, but close. Temperature is supposed to drop again, so not turning on AC yet. I think we're past the point of freezing. That I need to call the apartment office to have them go ahead and get mine hooked up and running for me. Mine's usually the first one that they do for the summer because I can't handle the heat without getting sick. So I'm not great with cold, but worse with hot. So my compromise is Washington State, where it's rainy but reasonable temperatures. Where in Washington? I've been to Seattle and areas around Seattle. And north of Portland in it's a small town in Oregon. I can't remember the name of it. I loved Seattle. And it didn't rain. Pixie, get down. I can't reach her either. If you knock any of this off, I'm going to be mad. Come on. Either get down or get over here. Come on, hurry up. I can see you falling already. Come on. Okay, well, that works. She jumped on the table with the the computer. There. No. Let me have the mouse. Thank you. Oh, Pixie. Her fur touches the screen and it messes everything up. Get out of my bag. Are you wanting to play? Do I need to get Richard in here at the bouncy balls? Hold on. Let me have the mouse first. Okay. Go ahead. I think I need Richard to entertain you for a while. You don't think so? Sorry, guys. This poor kitty. Teresa lives north of Seattle. Oh man, that whole countryside is just gorgeous. The greenery that grows along the interstate. I mean, you can't even tell it's a big city until you're like in like downtown Seattle because of all the green. Loved it. Almost decided to move up there, but my kids are here. That'd be too far. Yeah, cat mom life, right? I have a shirt that says that, cat mom. Yeah, so I do, huh? Oh, does that feel good? Yeah. You know I'm on live right now, right? Yeah, you don't care, do ya? Her eyes are closed. She was enjoying that. Say hello to everybody. Say hi. So helpful. Yes, you are. You're so helpful. She's wanting attention for sure. Can I finish my live and then I give you attention? No? Okay. What? I'm petting you. I'm petting you. Does everybody else that got cats do this? She's my shed monster. She sheds year around. She's not short hair. She's not long hair. She's kind of in between the two. But she sheds like a long hair. No, get down. No, I can't lose that stuff. Oh, crumb. I got to get Bailey's box in the mail today. I'm on an island too. Oh. Which one? Pixie, stop. We camped. I don't know what island. We took the ferry across to an island and we camped for 2 nights, I think it was. And then we went back over. Stayed another couple of nights in the hotel, kind of close to the airport. The day we left, it rained. That was the only day it rained. The whole time we were in Seattle. We were there for 7 days. Yeah, cats are the boss. Yeah, they are. She tries to be my boss. She loses out a lot. Although I do give in, just so she'll leave me alone sometimes with the TREATSs. She does this when she wants me to go to bed at night. She will come up here and literally stand on my chest, completely blocking my view from whatever I'm crocheting, and won't move. And it's like, would you get out of my way? So I'll finally get her to move, get down. Here she comes again. And she's adamant. That's what she wants. No, ferry, oh, okay. We went over that bridge when we went back. Because we came over on the ferry, then we went back up over a bridge to get back to the mainland. We had a blast. That was so much fun. And expensive. Because it was me, my husband at the time, and 3 kids. 1 with special needs. So it was a challenge, but fun. Went to the zoo, the Space Needle. Where else did we go? We watched the new release of Harry Potter on opening night at that museum by the Space Needle and theater. There's like a museum theater type thingy there. And we got to see the opening. I don't remember which film it was of Harry Potter, but it was the opening night. And we got to go see that with the kids. Fortunately, Maya slept through the whole thing. That was probably Whidbey. Okay. See, I can't remember all these islands. I kind of can piece together where we went and places, but I can't always remember all the details. He's okay, just busted his elbow. He's on warfarin, so kept, yeah. Yeah, you have to be careful when you're on blood thinners. Trying to get the bleeding to stop is a lot. Lots of pressure for a while. I used to work in a clinic. Actually ran the clinic for people on blood thinners. I scheduled all the appointments. I checked in the patients. I refilled their medications. The doc would examine them and talk to them about their nutrition and stuff. It was a lot of fun. Although we had one patient, a little old man, who had taken a particular shine to me. Yeah. And my doctor, she just encouraged him. I could have shot her. He wanted to take me out for dinner, and I'm like, no, that's okay. Thank you, though, sir. Alrighty, I gotta go. Have a great day, everyone. You too, have a good day at work. Try to stay warm. Get into a warm building whenever you can. So, yeah, I'm gonna hop off here shortly, too. I gotta get Bailey's package out today. And I gotta pack up Cindy A's. I still have to make Ingrid's and Samantha's stitch markers so I can get them out. So I wanted to catch up on my blanket before that live. So well, I thank everybody for coming in and talking with me about this. Hi, Divergent. How are you? Can't stay long, but wanted to say hi. Well, I'm glad you popped in. Always nice to see you. Teresa says, I worked at a timeshare company and had many marriage proposals. It's kind of entertaining when that happens, isn't it? And you have to politely turn them down. I know it's not a good day for Bailey today. We need to keep her in our prayers today. So that's another reason why I want to get this package sent out today to her. So thanks, Kaylina. I think it's important that we talk about this stuff. So many people suffer with 1, 2, 3, 4 or more illnesses. And in society, it's a taboo to talk about it. Nobody wants to hear about it. They want you to smile, be happy all the time, never bring up the hardships or the difficulties of life that you go through. They don't want to hear it. So this gives us a platform where we can talk about it. And it's okay to discuss. So, especially when you remind them their wives wouldn't appreciate it. Yeah. So true. Carol says 75 here. Storms moving in this afternoon. You're probably getting the storms we had. Always got the opposite, Teresa. Most men hate me. Oh. It was always the older men that were attracted to me for some reason. The only ones that weren't was my second husband, my first and second husband. First husband was a month and a half older than me. My second husband was almost 3 years younger than me. I don't plan on getting married again. 2 was enough. I'm glad to have found you on here through a mutual friend, Lorna. I just wish I could have been more attentive. Adult chores are no more exciting than my childhood chores. Right? You just have more chores to do. Lorna's a sweetheart. I'll have to thank her for sending you my way. Yeah. A lot of men still have that mentality that women should be at home cooking dinner for them, doing their laundry, cleaning house, while even though they work, they can go play and not be responsible for anything that has to do with the house. And if you won't coddle to them, go get that beer they want when the guys are over, or other stuff. They get mad. They don't want to have anything. It can sometimes take a bit to find ones that truly click and fit in with you. My first husband was very much, even though I worked for part of it, the kids were my responsibility. The house was my responsibility. Cooking was my responsibility. And I had no right to get angry. I had to be happy all the time. That was my first marriage. So my second marriage wasn't that bad. He at least did cook. He loved to cook. So it kind of worked out. But when it came to the kids, 100%, I had to do it all. I have to remind my hubby that I'm a stay-at-home mom for the kids, not him. Oh, hey, I'm cleaning and doing clothes. The stronger sex. Oh, wait, it skipped. I'm just joking. Okay, I got that straight now. Difference says, I am not babying the sex that claims to be the stronger sex. There you go. If you're stronger, you think you're stronger and better than us, have at it. I'm truly blessed to have a wonderful husband. Clean house, but I don't cook. We get along like childhood sweethearts now that the kids are grown. Aw, that's sweet. My sister and her husband are that way. Well, they have one at home. She's 20. Matt's 27, so she's 26. That is special needs. She'll never leave home. Her youngest daughter is married now, living, I don't know, an hour away or so. But her and her husband, he works. She doesn't have to work at all. Never has. Except for when he was in college. She worked while he went to college. And then she quit when he started working and he was done with college. She did that until she got tired of being at home, got her nursing degree, did that for a few years. Then physically, she couldn't do it anymore. Her health just wouldn't let her. So she didn't work again for a while. Then she worked in a daycare just so she could have pocket change just because. Their $1 million house is paid for. Their cars are paid for. Yeah, she doesn't have to work. But he helps her with the chores. He gets off work. He'll help her set the table, cook dinner, do dishes, all that stuff. I mean, it's like, where's my guy like that? Teresa says, man colds are the worst. You know, I've lucked out Richard, my caregiver. He's got a cold right now, but he's still doing his job. He's still taking care of me, cooking, helping me take showers, helping me with when I drop stuff. He'll pick them up. He sweeps, mops. He does it all. Doesn't complain about being sick whatsoever. If mine gets so cold, I want to leave so bad. Shake my head. It is intolerable. Yeah, I don't handle the heat either, Carol. Yeah, I used to love to go hiking. Can't. Especially now that I got all the tubes attached. But the heat. I think the last hike I went on, I nearly passed out. And we had to keep stopping. Yes, my butt is charged. It finished charging about 10 minutes before I went live. I was on top of it today. Literally. So I don't, in fact, he's already taken it back to plug it in to charge for the night. Crystal says, I struggle realizing I am not. I'm hot crazy, I know. She says, sweet. Yeah, it's kind of nice to already have it done. I don't have to worry about it. Yeah, I see that you're back. What? You want to say hi again? Or you want to snuggle? Is that what you want? You want to snuggle? Okay. Oh, kisses. Okay. Thank you. Come here. Come on. Show everybody how you snuggle. Yeah. Oh, no. She doesn't want to show everybody. Usually she'll put one paw, if not both, up around my neck, or shove one this way and one this way around my neck with her head on my shoulder. I can get her to sit on command for one. Sometimes I can get her to kind of sit on her butt with her paws up to beg for one and give kisses. Other than that, she won't do anything else for them. Her biggest thing is the kisses. She's learned that one so well that she just does it. I don't have to ask her to do it. She just does it. Except for on occasion. And if I've eaten something that I'm not supposed to eat and she doesn't like the smell of it, she won't give me a kiss at all. And she doesn't. And if when I brush my teeth, she doesn't like the smell of mint. So she won't give me kisses if I brush my teeth. It's pretty funny. I trained my cats to come to my whistle, which is handy. Nice. She's an indoor cat, so I don't have a need to. And I've tried taking her outside. I had a harness on her with a leash. All I did was step out the door with her. She freaked out. She went up over my shoulder, leapt into the apartment, which caused her to jerk because she was on that leash, almost knocking me over and leaving claw marks up my shoulder and over from her trying to get back in the house. She loves to look outside. She doesn't like to go outside. I have 4 cats plus 3 dogs. Wow. Where I live, I'm only allowed 1. Well, now that Richard's here, technically we could have 2. We have to get it approved, but we could have a second one. The nice thing about Richard is he's my caregiver, so the income he makes doesn't apply to my rent, what I have to pay for it, because I'm in low income housing. So it's like he gets to live rent free. Crystal I have 2 dogs and 1 cat. Nice. I grew up with cats and dogs, even had parakeets for a little while, that learned how to open the cage. And you know what happens to parakeets that open the cage when you're not home and you have a cat? Yep. We had gone on vacation. Our neighbor was taking care of them. Parakeets opened the cage and the cat got them both. And they were the sweetest birds. One was Air Force One. And the other one, no, not Sarge. What was his name? Sarge was the dog. Air Force One, and my dad was a military man. And both parakeets could talk. I have 1 cat, 2 dogs. I know, and Cirilla is so stinking cute. Actually, they're all cute. But Cirilla is just sweet as pie. All mine are rescues. Yep. That's what Pixie is a rescue. When I picked her out, she weighed like 3 pounds. And they wouldn't let me take her, and they weren't going to let me take her until she was 4 pounds. But then they decided to go ahead and let me have her. Once she hit 4 pounds, I had to get her fixed. So, and that was included in the price of getting her. It was we have 2 cat rescue places here where I live. That's all they take care of is cats. He says 1 dog, 3 cats, 2 bunnies, and 2 tortoises, 24 chickens, and lots of fish, guppies, and betas. Wow. You have a zoo. I had a beta once upon a time. I had a goldfish too once upon a time. They didn't last long. It says I have a boxer and a boxer and blue heeler mix and a tortoiseshell calico. Oh, tortoiseshell calicos are gorgeous. And a boxer blue heeler mix. I bet that's a beautiful dog too. I love these mixes. They just come out so gorgeous. How big are your tortoises, Teresa? Teresa, like all those pets, but the chickens. Okay. Chickens are noisy, but you get the eggs for free. Well, I guess the cost of feed, if you buy feed for them, could make the eggs equivalent to as if you bought them in the store. But you'd at least be getting fresh eggs. I miss that. My grandparents had chickens. They lived up in Hotchkiss, which was an hour from here. And they had chickens and a vegetable garden, a strawberry patch, a couple of raspberry bushes, a patch that they grew corn on. And I always got in trouble because I'd go down and pick the strawberries and eat them. And then my grandmother would want me to go get strawberries, and there wouldn't be any because I went down and ate them all while they were in the house. The same with the garden. I'd get into the peas, and I'd split the peas open and eat the peas out of the pod, and then chuck the pod into the cow pasture. I'd get in trouble for that too. I was a naughty little girl. She is a beautiful girl. I have a short of her on my channel. Oh, I'll have to go look. Their small one is hand size, and the other is just slightly larger than that. Nice. I had an aunt that had a turtle. I don't know what kind it was. There are 2 of them, about yay big around or so. And they walked all over the house. She had a little, like an indoor terrarium garden type thingy for them with plants and rocks and water, fresh water that they could get into and stuff. Thanks, Pixie. And but their favorite place was to hide behind the fridge. And then they'd get stuck because their shell would catch on something in the back of the fridge, and they'd have to pull out the fridge constantly to get the turtles out. They typically grow pretty fast, don't they, Teresa? My dad's are just a couple years old, and they are as big as a Dutch oven now. Bad size reference. Organically fed chicken eggs taste better than any other eggs, and they're bright orange yolk. Yes. Yeah, fresh eggs. Organic, yeah. Duck eggs are the same way. If they're organically fed and taking care of, their eggs are the same way. I don't like duck eggs, but my favorite eggs were these. They were chicken eggs, but they were only about this big. They were the tiniest little chicken eggs, and it was a kind of a little brownish hen, and the eggs were green. And that's what she liked. She had these itty bitty little green eggs, usually 2 or 3 a day. So those were always my eggs when I was at my grandparents'. That's what I got to have for breakfast, was those tiny eggs. We'd Grandma and I go collect all the eggs, come back in the house, make breakfast, use the eggs later that day to make homemade noodles for the chicken and noodles. And I miss those days. I miss my grandma. I had a lot of fun with her. And I miss it. But I'll see her someday again. She's in heaven. She's up there with my dad and with Maya. And I'm sure Maya's talking their ears off. Mine are red-toed tortoises, so they live to be at least 80 and don't get too big. Nice. That's a long time. 80 years? Wow. We have several breeds, so we have white, brown, and green eggs. Do you get the itty-bitty tiny green eggs? Or the speckled eggs? Those were always my favorite. The speckled and the tiny eggs. Occasionally we'd get the small white egg, but most of the time they were medium to large eggs. And the brown eggs, most of those were large, usually. But those tiny little eggs, love them. I can't have eggs now. Not without a reaction. I carry a single dose of IV Benadryl in my purse, as well as the pills. So if I'm out and about and have a reaction, I do have Benadryl on hand. It's hard on families too, especially when we can't do things with family like we would like to. Yeah. We'd go up as family up there. Had a lot of family up there. I don't think there's any family anymore up in the Hotchkiss, Paonia area. Have family in Delta. But up in that area, I don't think there's any anymore. They're pretty decent sized ones, but they are fed from the garden, so they are very healthy. Nice. My dad, not sure of the breed, but they are supposed to get large and live 100 some odd years. Wow. Turtles live long lives. It's amazing. Some live way longer than what they're supposed to live. You know, if they're really healthy and taken well care of. My first hubby was 21 years older than me. My husband, Arthur, is almost 9 years older. Wow. Yeah, I'm not getting married again. Mm-mm. After 2 bad marriages, I'm done. Won't do it again. It would have to take some serious convincing to change my mind. I just don't see that happening. But then again, I don't see anybody interested in being tied down to all of this mess. So, works out good for me. And they're way faster than they get credit for. I have one tortoise that likes to chase my daughter around. Oh, that's cute. I've never known a tortoise to chase around. I've seen them play, though. I saw a TikTok of a tortoise playing with a ball. It was so cute. My dad has it in his will. His girlfriend's kids inherit the tortoises. Oh, wow. Not you, huh? Oh, I got the itchies. Sorry, guys. I had some turkey bacon this morning and we're suspecting that I'm starting to react to it. So I'm not typically this itchy. You know what I mean? I itch all the time, but not to the point where I need to scratch. I didn't want them fearful I couldn't take care of them well enough. Gotcha. That's okay too. Yeah. I want my mom's dog if anything happens to her. He's my little buddy. But because I'm only allowed one pet, to take him, I would have to get rid of Pixie, and I can't do that. So he's going to go to my sister's, which is 5 hours away, 5.5, which makes me kind of sad, but hopefully that's not going to happen for a very long time, though. We put them in the kiddie pool, and my daughter runs around it, and they keep pace pretty well. Oh, how fun. When I was a kid, seeing my aunt's turtles, I wanted a turtle, but my parents refused, so I never did. And here, we're not actually allowed to have pets like that. Not allowed to have fish, turtles, rabbits, guinea pigs, anything like that. It's pretty much limited to cats and dogs. Not all apartment places are like that here, but this particular one is. Oops. But I would take his dog. Dixie, my sister, is a blue pit. Aww. That would be sweet. Dogs are amazing. There's only 2 breeds that I am absolutely terrified of. And that comes from when I was a kid. Dobermans, the bigger Dobermans. My cousin, who lived at the end of our street, had 2 Dobermans. They were trained to be mean. Well, they let them out onto their front yard without a leash, chain, nothing, and nobody was outside with them. I made the mistake of walking up to the gas station. I didn't know they were out. They started chasing me. I literally was running in front of cars, hoping one of the dogs would get hit and not me, to avoid them. Somehow I made it across to the gas station and inside, just shut the door in time, and the dog ran into the door, one of the dogs. And they had to put their dogs down. It was kind of sad. But because there were so many witnesses, they didn't have a choice. The dogs were violent. And it wasn't just me they threatened. Once they realized they couldn't get to me, they tried to get other people. So it's kind of a sad situation. And then the other one is a not a pit bull, a Rottweiler. I had a Rottweiler come after me. And ever since then, I've been terrified of the 2. I'm a fun mom, as my kids say. My kids thought I was fun until they became teenagers. Then I couldn't do anything right, particularly in my daughter's eyes. So she actually left home at 16. She wanted me to be even more strict than what I was. She wanted me to be like her friend's mom, who was incredibly strict. And I didn't feel the need to be that strict. But I wasn't doing things right, so she left. Well, hello, Ice Yarn Lover. Welcome in. Glad to see you. We're just kind of chit-chatting now. We had been talking about memory loss and brain fog, but now we're on to about pets and different kinds of pets. Having some fun. See, the owner most likely didn't handle them well. No. The Rots were trained to defend the home from anybody but the family. Well, my friend who lived there told me not to worry about him. I was with her. They'll leave me alone. Well, that was not the case. She had to literally shove me through the door and close it because of her dogs. And I wasn't even all the way up the steps, but she literally shoved me. She had thrown the door open, shoved me in, and pulled it. And then they had to tie the dogs up so I could leave. It was awful. I had to stare down while barking at a dog that was mean and chasing me as a kid. No idea why it worked, because I wasn't very intimidating at that point. I'm sure it was a sight. Hey, at least you were able to get it to turn around. I was too scared to even think to try. And of course, at the time of the Dobermans, they were practically as tall as me. I mean, I could stand there and look them eye to eye. So I don't think me trying to stare them down and growl and bark would do any good. Probably make them attack me faster. Can I come up? No, we're actually getting ready to hop off here. So normally I would let people up, but I'm going to have to be hopping down because I need to take care of some medical stuff, the joys of life. So, but I'm glad you came in. I enjoy seeing new people. It's always fun. Everybody saying hi to Aisharn Lover. That is a sign of not good handling. They should have listened. Yeah. Once she shoved me through the door for the Rottweiler, they stopped. So, but that's okay. Maybe next time, Aisharn. Okay. Like I said, I do allow people up on my panel from time to time. Teresa says it was a big to me dog, but I think I was never challenged before that. Yeah. I've stared down small dogs. I had to put one of my dogs away, putting down because he started attacking people's feet when they would come in. And we tried everything. And he wasn't trained to do that. He was the sweetest dog. Never had done that before. But for whatever reason, I don't care who it was, they came through the front door, he would try to bite their feet and their ankles. And I finally said, I can't have a dog attacking people like that. And so he got put down. I was pretty sad too, because he was such a sweet little dog. He was my little bunny. I do my medical Mondays at 10:30 Mountain Standard Time. It's not every Monday, just because I don't always feel well. I can't plan ahead and schedule anymore, at least not very far ahead. So, but if I do go live, it would be at 10:30, no matter what day of the week it is. It's typically 10:30, because that's the best time for me to go live and hang out with everybody. I was doing Saturdays at 10:30, but I'm thinking I'm going to change that to Wednesdays and try to keep that as regular as possible. Crystal says, I grew up in a neighborhood with huge, scary dogs. Many were fighting dogs, but for some reason I have only been bitten a few times and never a pit. Most bites were out of fear. Wow. I've been bitten a couple times just because I was playing with the dog and I pushed it a little too far. And the dog bit me for it. We'll have to do dishes and pick up kid. Nice. I do dishes once in a while. Richard usually does them for me, though. It's hard for me to stand there and do them. My favorite dog was either a pit bull rescue. We had her for 3.5 years. She was so sweet. And our dancing dog, or our black lab border collie mix, he loved every kid so much and so tolerant. Nice. Nice. I've always liked little dogs. We had a wiener dog as a kid named Sarge. Um, he usually slept somewhere downstairs. I don't know. He slept wherever he wanted, but usually not with me. And then I got Peanut. He was a Chihuahua. And then got another Chihuahua that was pretty little. I mean, it was a small Chihuahua. I can't even think of his name at the moment. Can't remember. I tried to talk my sister out of her Chihuahua. It was a long-haired Chihuahua, but it was sparsely thin hair, and it stuck straight up out everywhere. It was the cutest thing, and it was so tiny, 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 tiny. And your lives are so much fun. Aw, thanks, Kaylina. You have 2 dogs? What kind of dogs do you have, Ice Yarn? What's your name, Ice Yarn? See if I can actually remember the name. Crystal says, my favorite dog was my Chow Spritz mix. She loved everyone and was such a character. You could stomp at her and she would take off running. Okay, I'm going to do dishes now. Have fun doing those dishes. Oh, can I send some your way? Teresa says, my current dog, Oreo, is 5.5 pounds and smaller than our cats. Pug Pomeranian Yorkie mix. Oh, I bet that is so cute. Brittany. Brittany is Ice Yarn Lovers. I'm going to try to remember that, Brittany. But I may have to ask you again at some point because I'm not really good with names. It takes a while for it to click. My mom's dog is a Yorkie Shih Tzu mix. Is that how you say it? Something like that. Smart as a whip. So cute. My niece has a Chihuahua now, and it's like this big, full grown. I mean, it's so tiny, it can't hold its bladder, so they have to have it in a diaper all the time. Because it has to pee all the time, because that's such a little tiny bladder. But it is the cutest little dog. She's crazy, ugly, cute, but she's mine, so there's that. Doesn't it just work that way, you know? They're ugly, cute, but they're mine. So to me, they're beautiful. I don't care what everybody else thinks. To me, it's beautiful. That is okay. Ask away. Okay. I'll try to remember, but no guarantees. So it's taken me, I don't even know how long to remember that Divergent is Crystal. It's finally clicked. I can now remember that. Teresa's easy to remember because her channel name is Teresa. I like those ones. I don't have to remember. It tells me. Oh. All right. I do need to. Cindy needs a cheat book of names. I do. Crystal, the Yarny Chicken, that whole thing, I can't remember it. She actually has a notebook that she has a cheat sheet of channel names and the person's actual name. I probably should break down and do that. But then that's one more thing that I stack to knock off the table. Well, ladies, have a great afternoon. I've got to go and choose some yarn for a baby blanket and put a box together for Rose for wings. Oh, nice. That's very nice of you to do stuff for wings. That's awesome. Yeah, I thought of changing my name, but nobody would know who I am. We would learn. We'd learn. If there's another name you want to use, go for it, girl. We'll adapt. I've thought about changing my name a couple of times, but I'm like, no, this is too fitting for me. To come up with ways to say the same thing, but in shorter amount of words. But I can't. So, all right. I really need to get off because I've got to get some stuff done medically. I'm kind of behind schedule. So, I thank everybody for coming in today, hanging out with me and talking. I greatly appreciate it. If I'm feeling good next Monday, we'll do it next Monday. If I'm not, it'll probably be the Monday after that. So we'll just have to play it by ear. So, but I am planning on doing the temperature blanket live Thursday. That's the plan. So, everybody have a fantabulous day. Hang out with those furry friends that you have and crochet, knit, whatever you like to do. Have fun, relax. Yeah. And I completely forgot. Oh, I really hate memory loss and brain fog. All right. Bye, everybody.